At Christmas, my niece opened my present, mocked, and said, "An iPad mini? That's all." She threw it at me. Have you ever felt like you were nothing more than an ATM with a pulse? I certainly did, but it took my own niece throwing an expensive Christmas gift at me, and my family laughing, to finally see the truth. That morning, watching my son flinch, something inside me didn't just break, it snapped. I remember standing there in my parents' living room, a mug of lukewarm coffee still warming my hands. My niece, who'd been begging for an iPad mini all year, ripped open my carefully wrapped gift. She glanced at it for barely a second, then let out this scornful laugh, like I'd just handed her a used sock. "An iPad mini," she announced, loud enough for everyone to hear, holding the box up for inspection. "That's all I get." Before I could even process the words, she tossed it. Not hard enough to really hurt, but hard enough to make a point. It hit me right in the chest. The room erupted in that uncomfortable kind of laughter. You know the kind. The one people use when they desperately want to pretend something ugly didn't just happen. My son, Ethan, was 8. Quiet. Polite. The kind of kid who says, "Excuse me," if he needs to walk past you. He was sitting cross-legged on the rug by the tree, and he flicked like that iPad had hit him instead of me. All the way over to my parents' house, he'd been so excited, talking about how maybe Grandpa would finally hang his drawing on the fridge this year. Now, I looked down and saw his small hands tighten around the little paper snowflake he'd made for Grandma. My mom didn't say a word. She just took a sip of her mimosa and smiled, like this whole thing was just cute. My sister, Kara, actually smirked, as if her daughter had just delivered a brilliant punchline. And my dad? My dad leaned back in his recliner and just said, "She's just being honest." My throat went tight. I didn't yell. I didn't do anything dramatic. I just stood there for a beat. Then, I walked over to the towering pile of gifts I'd brought. 16 boxes, all neatly labeled, all picked out with care. What happened next? Full story attached below.